Hey everyone, I'm Nate.
And I'm Abby.
This is Amelia. This little guy's Popeye. We're the TheRcSaylors. Welcome to our RC family. We are going to do a very different video today. This is an assumptions video.
About us.
About us. So when you are a YouTuber, people assume things about you all the time. I mean, we're all guilty of it. I assume things about my neighbor. But the thing is, when you're a YouTuber, people are very, very curious about you and your life and stuff. So we asked you guys on all of our social media platforms, Patreon, Facebook, Instagram, and even on YouTube, to put in your assumptions. So in this video, if we like your assumption, we will read it and give you a shout out and do our best to answer it or react to it or whatever. So if this is your first time ever tuning into our channel, we just play with RC stuff all the time and we just give our opinions of it as a family. So me,
It's gonna be an
Abby,
interesting video.
Amelia, and all of you guys that are watching, you are our RC family. So it's just a big family adventure all the time. So without further ado, I think we should get started.
Amelia really wants to talk throughout this video.
Yeah.
Alright, eat your hand. One of the most common things, it was so nice of you guys to say, and a ton of you guys said it throughout all the platforms, and we'll try to throw some up here on the screen, was that basically we're an awesome family, a great family, nice family, cool family,
Yeah.
close family.
Your assumptions were killing us with kindness, which is amazing.
Which we didn't expect.
No, and I think that just goes to show the amazing community that we've built here. So
I don't really know how to answer that assumption because it's kind of an opinion.
I think it's an opinion,
I mean,
but
we just try to spend time together.
yeah, we do our best to really make the day in the world better than the previous day. I mean, if you just try to do good in your life and
But
have fun.
we're not full of like rainbows all the time.
No, life is hard and things happen and we struggle hard. And you can see some of those struggles through our vlog channel. But yes, it's definitely not rainbows and unicorns all the time. Life is very hard.
So let's just go over to patrons and see what they said. I think it's funny because the RC world is a lot different than like what's
rest of the
hip and
world.
cool in the
Yeah.
world. And so when I said, hey, we need some more assumptions for our video, a lot of them were like, I don't understand what you're talking about. Zach Stoker says, I assume you've tried to pull your daughter's stroller with an RC truck.
You are wrong, but you would not be wrong if I said that I don't dream about doing that. So
And now we probably will do that, but then we probably won't put it on YouTube because people.
safety stuff.
Because people
Yeah.
will say that.
So
Chris Boone, I assume y'all like little dogs and RC vehicles.
well, you'd be right,
David Chinzoff,
our buddy.
I assume your local Payless is closing.
Oh.
We will have to find another store for shoes for the Giving Tree project. You know, we saw that, and so I went down to Payless because it said everything was going to be really on sale.
Like 80% off.
And that was on my birthday, but nothing was on sale.
No.
So I'm assuming, though, it is closing.
So what we do is we bring our RC community together and everyone makes donations so that we can go buy clothes and toys and shoes for kids for Christmas. And Payless Shoe Store has stepped up every year for like 4 years in a row.
Something like that.
And they always give us an awesome discount. We get tons of shoes there. It's so sad that they're closing because they hook us up.
Stan Brewer over on Patreon says, I assume, Abby says, she kept me up for 9 months. You get to do the 1 a.m., 2 a.m., 3 a.m., etc. feedings, diaper changes. No.
We take turns.
I take night shift. That's just what we agreed on. Nathan helps out all the time, so don't think he doesn't. But it just, I have the thing where if I hear Amelia breathe funny, I wake up, and then it takes me so long to get back to sleep. So to me, once I figured that out, that always happens, I just said, Nate, you should just sleep and I'll get up. Because that was just kind of pointless because I would just lay there awake.
So it was pointless because we were
Both
both
awake.
waking up. So and Abby gets
I get
sleep
sleep during the day and in the morning and stuff.
Hopefully that doesn't last too much longer, right, kiddo?
Also, when Amelia is old enough to eat solid food, snack time, Nate says cheeseburger or jerky?
Cheeseburger or what?
Or jerky.
Jerky for Amelia?
Yeah.
Oh man. Well, she could probably eat cheeseburger first because it's softer.
She's done her rice cereal. She's done
Squash.
And squash. And is that it?
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and we the peanut butter cup.
She is biting my thumb so hard right now. We were supposed to get peanut powder for her to
Put in
kind of
her
build
formula.
up the whole allergy thing.
Pediatrician told us to.
Right. And we got peanut butter powder instead. And the first time she drank it, there's just a little bit, like a third of a teaspoon in 4 ounces. She got this big smile on her face because she could taste the difference. She was like, oh my goodness. And
peanut butter powder.
so we got to find peanut powder.
Apparently is different than peanut powder.
Yeah.
It has like
Sugar and salt and all that great stuff for babies in there.
Jan Whitley assumes that by Amelia's first birthday we'll have 200 million subs.
Jan, there's no RC channels that have that many, so I don't think we'll be the first. So I don't think so. I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
But we're really happy with the amount of subscribers we have. You guys are the best.
I assume that in the next 2 to 3 years, this is Jan still, Nate's facial hair will be gray.
It's not yet. So
You usually have
I have one gray hair.
in your beard, but you are getting a couple gray whiskers in
Yeah.
there. I have way more gray than Nathan though.
No, you don't, because you keep pulling it out.
True. I will probably have a different hair color in the next 2 to 3 years.
There you go.
We'll just go with that. Dan Newens over on Patreon, and we're only going to do a couple more on Patreon, and then we're going to go over to Instagram. He says, I assume you both have seen every episode of The Office multiple times and use office quotes in your daily conversations.
That's an understatement.
So it's not a family-friendly show,
No.
but it is our favorite show of all time.
Absolutely.
Like, by far.
Yeah,
Our favorite show.
landslide.
And yes, we quote it
All
multiple
day
times
long.
a day. Like any chance we get, we will quote it, and it's
I love
bad.
it.
And we tried to keep that off the channel for a long time because it's not a family-friendly show. But then it's like we watch it so much, it's just who we are now.
It's who we are.
It's just funny. For
And you know,
us.
even though we keep it super family friendly on our channel, we still like to live life.
Yes.
And so we watch fun
Adult
stuff like
content.
The Office and whatever, you know.
Yeah.
We just won't take clips of that and put it on our channel so you don't have to worry about what your kids are watching.
Squirrel79's assumption is that we are truly honest about what we do and what we say.
That's a good assumption because you're totally right. When we started our channel, there was a little bit of fuel behind our motivation, and that was that we kind of got burned by watching a couple other YouTubers that were very well known, and I just felt taken advantage of, and I didn't like the style of everything that was out there, so we put our own spin on things. We did the Mr. Rogers family friendly style of channel because I like knowing that all of the family is safe watching our channel.
We've
and
been so honest with some of the products that when we can't even get them to fly or turn on or get the transmitters to turn on or whatever, like we'll do a video showing you guys that.
yeah, and I never want to recommend something to somebody that I know has an issue and then they buy it with high hopes of it working. I just couldn't live with myself. There are so many people out there that are just selling this stuff. You just got to be careful who you're watching and know that there's not everyone out there does that, but a lot of people do. So, yep, honest. Couldn't go to sleep at night if I said that this plane here was awesome, but it wasn't. By the way,
It is.
It is awesome.
Jordan Peterson, I assume you're bad at Fortnite. This is over on Instagram.
When I started Fortnite, I don't think I was bad at the game, but I was definitely bad at building, and it made me so mad. Oh goodness, about like that. I mean, it made me so mad, I just couldn't stand it, but Abby was willing to play, and not just willing to play, but she wanted to play, and so I was like, oh my gosh, I guess I'll play, I keep playing, but I hated it. Now I really like it. It's a very unique game, it's free, anyone can get into it. It's also, as long as you're okay with like cartoon gun violence, it's pretty family friendly. I'm impressed technologically by what they're doing. They're doing things that games have never done before in the history of gaming, and I've always liked games.
We already got our season 8 win.
Yeah, first
Day
night.
one.
On day one. Well, we get about maybe, I would say safely on average, 2 wins a week, sometimes 4 or 5.
We are probably almost at 100 wins.
Yeah.
We started in May of 2017, season 4.
Almost
right?
the whole year.
Beginning of season 4, I think that was.
So we're not great.
Yeah.
Definitely couldn't be like
And
a professional streamer.
that's my first shooter game.
First
so.
game, really?
Yeah.
I mean, for the most part.
Yeah.
What do you think, though? Do you think you're good? I have some solo wins. Do
I
you?
think I'm good for how long I've played.
Yes.
We play squads together with his sister and brother-in-law, and then because they're better, like it puts me up in a higher tier. So I don't have a solo win yet, so that kind of sucks. I've come really, really close just the other day
Second
on this
place.
one. So I hate playing solo, so I have no solo wins, but we have duo wins together, and we have a lot of squad wins.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
We're okay.
I don't think I'm terrible. I mean, I can hold my own. Just give me a minigun, and I'll help you out. Mike camping in Eeyore FPV. I assume that a few drones are lost in the wooden abyss beyond the field, and if so, would love to see a treasure hunt with a group.
So that's Death Valley that he's talking about.
Yeah.
Yeah. And things do get
Wooden
lost
abyss,
down there.
I like that.
Yeah. We've
never lost anything.
Not lost.
Wait, where did you lose the one thing? Was that it? Was
yeah,
that
I did
it?
lose a drone out there.
Oh, okay, never mind. We have lost one.
And Abby's had a plane.
Yeah,
crash
that was at the dog park. I lost my drone, so we've only lost 2 drones.
Ever.
But then I lost well, I didn't lose it, but I crashed a plane into a tree.
At the
but
bottom
then
of Death Valley.
Then it fell out, and we got that. And then a friend of ours crashed
A lot of
another
our
plane.
friends. We've seen
Well,
a
one
lot.
of our planes, and we did a recovery video of that. It was a Delta-ish wing, flying wing kind of plane, and we did a hunt, and Nathan had to weed whack, and that was a fun video.
That was a fun video. A lot of our friends and club members have lost things down there, and
I
the
crash down there all the time.
crazy thing is we try to help scavenge hunt with our Spark and other drones.
You can usually find it, but then there's been a few things that people have lost that never found.
Stay lost.
Yeah. Furman Scott, our friend Scott, and a few other people have assumed that we'll eventually try for another child, a boy.
We were pretty sure Amelia was gonna be a boy.
We were, like, I had dreams and stuff. Like, I was very certain Amelia was a boy.
When we opened that envelope, we were like, what? It took us a day or so to register this.
Well, we were both excited.
Very excited, but like, no way.
Because we were so for certain it was a boy.
Yeah.
Not
But
a boy.
I'm very happy that she is her.
Yeah. And she's a handful.
Very much.
Yeah.
And so I think she's going to be the deciding factor if we do shoot for another one or not.
And if we do, it's going to be because we want another kid, not because we want a boy or whatever.
Right.
Because if the pattern continues on my side of the family of girl, 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 then the next one will be a girl.
Odds are pretty slim, yeah.
Mike Ware over on Facebook, he says, I assume Abby makes you shave when you really want to go full beast mode.
The reason I shaved this last time.
I didn't ask you to!
No, but you were like, listen, hear the struggle?
I came downstairs and I said, what did you do?
But a few days before that, she was like,
Listen,
I like when you shave your
I
mustache.
like it like this. I like it like this. No
But you know
longer,
what?
no shorter.
You know what hair does? Grows.
You know, you have little like doohickeys that you can put on your shaver to keep it at a certain length.
That's a lot of work. What?
Marcel.
Oh my gosh. Oh no. Oh no. No, 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 no. That was bad. She hadn't done that in a long time.
Well, that was fun.
Listen, that should prove to you that we don't cut out the bad stuff. Like if a Cajun commander runs into a wall that breaks in half, we'll tell you. But we've had this thing forever and it's amazing. By the way, this will be linked in the description box below, right?
I think all this stuff will be.
Yeah. All the what stuff?
What stuff? I don't know what you're talking about.
It's just been the Cajun commander the whole time.
Marcel Ha. He says, or she says, I don't know, that you have gained weight and that I have lost weight.
Oh, you assume, or you're just complimenting us? I have put on some pounds.
I think you look good.
Thank you.
You filled out.
Everyone
That's what
says
people like to say.
you filled out nicely, Nate.
I think your face looks good.
What does that just mean? I'm
Your
getting
face.
fat? What does that mean? I know I'm not.
One thing that I found interesting about pregnancy is and after pregnancy is how everybody likes to talk about your weight. It's really weird. Like, you don't normally do that to a normal person, but apparently during pregnancy and after pregnancy, weight is fair game for the conversation. Yes, I have lost weight. I lost this thing, plus I lost extra pounds. And Charlie Lord said, I never assume anything about anyone.
Okay.
I'm assuming that you do assume things about people. Richard Behringer, I assume you two have slowed your roll since the baby has come along.
Hey, someone just bought something on eBay. That's awesome. No, that right there should tell you. No, we haven't. As a matter of fact, we're doing everything we can to pay those medical bills and
we're
everything.
Burning it at both ends. Now we're burning it at
Are there more
all ends?
Yeah.
Like head, hands, feet?
Oh my gosh. So we still do everything we did beforehand. We're trying to do even more. I'm, moving a few things on eBay, and thank you guys. Someone just bought something.
Yep. Yeah, I told Nathan we have too many RCs.
We do, and and then her too. She keeps us just insanely busy. So no way we haven't slowed down. If anything, we just get a little less sleep.
Dan Francis on Facebook, no assumption, you guys are great, but since you live in Tennessee, is Bardwell your neighbor?
First of all, you're making an assumption we live in Tennessee, so there's an assumption we don't live in Tennessee, we live in Kentucky. And if Bardwell was our neighbor, he'd probably build a wall because he'd be embarrassed by how much he knows about everything and how little I know about nothing. I mean...
We make a joke, he's the know-it-all.
And we know nothing.
We know nothing!
Yeah.
Ron Perkle had a few assumptions, but I'm going to read one of these.
The last Facebook assumption.
I assume Abby still has the plastic on the faceplates of some of the electronics around the house.
That's totally
That's
me.
Not me. That's
me.
him, and it drives me crazy. And you do it so long that it
peels up.
It sticks onto it and it leaves residue on the screen. It drives me crazy. Just take it off.
The little plastic protective thing. Yeah, I leave it on unless it's a camera lens.
You ruined my transmitter, my tactic, because you wouldn't let me take it off of my own transmitter.
And then it got sticky residue.
And then I finally decided, I'm taking this off. This is my stinking transmitter, and now there's sticky all over it.
Yeah.
That's him.
This is over on YouTube now. Swadish Shrivastava.
Anybody find that?
Well, you want to read it? You want to read that? Says, I assume that Popeye is a kidnapper and he kidnapped you and Abby and is an RC controlled dog who just forces you all to make RC videos. Do I have to answer that? Do we have to answer that?
Yes, you assumed
Yep,
correctly.
that's it.
Yep.
You got it. On YouTube, Edward Diedrich says, my assumptions are that every time Nate beats Abby on a speed test by 1 kilometer an hour, she would like to step on the little speed indicator like a bug. Also, I assume that you have some pretty laid-back neighbors in your hood if they haven't tried to shoot down one of your drones or called the cops for running an RC car or truck up and down your road.
I am convinced that Nathan messes with the dial on the trucks and makes sure I lose sometimes. I think that's the only way he wins.
No, I don't know what it is. It's just I don't know. You tend to win on the ground vehicle stuff. I don't know why, I don't know how. I always break stuff faster than you, but she crashes the planes, let me tell you. So. And then our neighbors are mostly really cool. 99% of our neighbors are awesome, but I don't fly over their house because you shouldn't. I think the neighbors think it's pretty cool, honestly. Last but not least, Aaron Richstone, and a few people have been asking us this lately.
Because of all the tests we've been doing.
All the time, yeah. They want to know, why don't you support blank? It's a name that has...
Laxus? Maraxus?
Yeah, sounds like
Baraxus?
X-Lax or Slap Slap or Splish Splash. Should be pretty easy to figure out, right? We're allowed to allude to it, we're just not allowed to say it. Why don't we say
their words?
Exactly.
We don't do their products on their channel because they tried to put a YouTube strike on our channel without following YouTube's guidelines of contacting us first. There is actually a whole video on why we, on that whole story that happened last June over our anniversary. She's telling you about it too. And we just don't support a company that is in the intellectual property game of like suing and stuff. So, you know, just be aware of who you support before you support
It's
them.
really important.
They've told us that we're not allowed to say their name, that we can allude it, and to me that's in violation of my
Freedom of speech.
constitutional rights as an American.
And most of you agree.
So it's just kind of ridiculous. But yeah, that's why we don't do Meraxas trucks.
We actually owned quite a few of them, and before this all happened, we would tell people this cheaper $100 truck should be your entry-level thing, and then go buy one of those crack trucks. But now we've since given away and or sold all of those. We don't personally own any. I'll never be seen holding one, near one, or saying their name because they asked us not to say their name.
But we still have our S-Max.
Yes, we do have our S-Max. Yes, and that
That's
video
not
is
a Meraxas.
according
brand.
to
We know hobby.
according to YouTube rules and regulations.
We are in our rights.
Yes,
to have
and so that video is still up, and I have that truck on display very proudly. Yes, so that is why, and I do my best to reply to you guys with that video, but I think an updated answer is nice too. So yeah, we've had our drama in the RC world too. As much as we've tried to avoid it, that was very unprovoked. But yeah, so what do you guys think of the assumptions video? Thank you so much for all of your entries and your submissions to do this video. If we did all of them, we'd probably be here for like 24 hours or longer reading them all. So between like all of our social media platforms and YouTube and Patreon, I mean, we had just a ton of assumptions. You guys, some of them were funny, some of them were like the same, so we just tried to narrow it down and just pick some as we were going. But you guys are awesome. Thank you so much. And this was a lot of fun. I like doing this new kind of video. This was Abby's idea. She said she's seen like, yeah, we should do an assumptions video. So
it only, you know, we're only like 2 weeks behind when it was popular, so
Yeah.
might as well still do it.
it's fun. I like it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. And I think Amelia liked being a part of this too. This is her longest video to date. Good job, kiddo.
Thanks so much for watching. We'll see you in the next video. Bye!